Welcome, race fans, for tonight's race. Wagner's Welding Truck Series, race number 3, Chicagoland Speedway. We're Speed Zone TV, bringing you the action tonight. I'm your host, Robert Warrens. Some great racing tonight. 80 laps with approximately, well, not approximately, but with 26 drivers. Drivers are just getting ready to grit it up right meow and get rolling. So let's take a look at some race info that we're going to be spicing up tonight here at Chicagoland Speedway. So we're looking at a 65-degree track temp, 52 humidity, cloudy, 2 mile an hour.
Good luck, everyone.
It's a mile-and-a-half track. So last week we were at Bristol Speedway.
Good luck, everyone.
This week we're rolling around Chicagoland, season 6 here at Roughneck Racing for the Wagner's Welding Truck Series. And it's going to be a spicy one. So on the pole tonight, we have, I believe, the 74 machine of Brian Hennings. He'll be marching on down with that pole position, going over Adamson on the outside pole. So it's going to be a pretty spicy battle as these guys get suited up and buckled into their trucks tonight. So Hennings on the pole, Adamson outside pole, Manning inside row 2, Barker outside row 2, Love P5, Aguiar P6, Scott P7, Pylon P8, Morton P9, and Wagner in P10. That'll round out our 10 for the starting grid. We'll get over some of the other drivers later on as these guys are getting ready to fire off. The pace car is going to duck in here in a second. And, moving from Bristol last week, we saw Adamson take the win over Wagner.
Green flag, green flag.
And these drivers are fired off. Several cautions last week, but we have a great start here by Hennings. And, Chicagoland's going to be a very different track. Little contact right away from the 71 machine on the 78. A little bit of violence there. No caution, but there was some light damage on, I believe it was Manning's machine. Try to take a look at his bumper in a second here as Hennings is charging away from the field. You can see on the left rear just a slight bit of damage on Hennings. And contact right live in front of you on Speed Zone TV. Number 40 takes a ride. That's Isgrig. Heavy damage there. We're going to have to go back and take a look.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
As to what happened. And just for the viewers at home, for Roughneck Racing's Wagner's Welding Truck Series, you're hearing the radio comms of the drivers on the track. So let's go ahead and take a look at that replay.
I didn't mean to sound shitty.
Oh, you're good.
Let's see what happened here. Big kerfuffle.
Aguiar, just like Discord, you're keying up, but we're not hearing anything.
Take a second in a moment. Actually, shut that off.
You're keying up, but we're not hearing you, Aguiar.
Checking up. Pace car in 3.
What happens here?
I like that paint, Brian.
Thank you.
I crashed, but it's far, far away.
That one's on the 40.
Looking like the best we're going to get of that just right this second. Well, just bear with us for a second, viewers, as we toggle one of these settings here. Get back to live action. So you just saw that first caution where that Morty machine didn't have much luck in getting squared away. And heavy damage there as you saw the car kind of flip on the roof. Heavy damage. So unfortunately, poor is Greg. He's going to be circling back around as these drivers get squared back up. But still in the hot seat right here is our pole sitter, top qualifier, Hennings, with Adamson in behind, followed by Barker, Pylan, Scott, Morton, Wagner, Fairman, Richards, Manning, and Cooper, Copperthorne in 12th, Presley in 13th. Wagner's Welding has been a great sponsor to Roughneck Racing and is actually affording us to be here tonight on Speed Zone TV, bringing you the action tonight. So, you know, make sure that you're sharing out the broadcast, you're taking the time to throw a like on it and get us out there. Wagner's Welding is located in North Carolina. We'll roll that commercial just a little bit later on, but these drivers here tonight are looking to put on a great show for you. Lights are off on the pace truck. Henning's electing to take the outside to start here in that mean looking 74 machine, mean and green. And you know, just as we said earlier, Adamson has been victorious the last two races. Race number 1 at Atlanta, last week at Bristol Motor Speedway, and dominating performance at Atlanta. Bristol Motor Speedway, we saw him kind of dip away, fall back in the race, and then later on make a charge and had an excellent battle with Wagner. Some unfortunate contact between the two, and that's short track racing, but Adamson came out on top of that battle. So he's the man to beat. Season number 6, currently holding the points lead with about 5 points over everyone. Pace car's getting ready to duck in here. Good start by Hennings. Adamson falls in line, Pylan in 3rd. Collecting the middle lane. Keeping the steam. Adamson mounts a charge on the inside on the back stretch, but I'm not sure the preferred line here yet. I think, you know, early on you're going to see drivers run the bottom side, but it's going to be very hard to pass a driver that's competent on the high side of the track. Hennings closes down the door going into turn 1. Pylan looking to the outside. Oh, scuffs the wall. That's going to cause him some damage. We'll try to get a little zoomed in on that truck shortly, but now we think Pylan's going to be under fire by Barker. They go low on the bottom side with that 88 machine of Morton. Slicing up Barker as well as they chase down front stretch into turn 1. Lots of time left here. We've seen 1 caution so far, 8 laps in, coming to 9. And drivers are settling in. Already seeing quite a spread of the field. Back up to our leaders here is Hennings is still fighting off Adamson. Scuff of the wall, that might cost them as they go down the backstretch. Fancy flame hood, Roughneck Racing. Hennings doing a great job of just holding them off. Adamson gets a charge here on the inside. Looking everywhere. He's going to get a run here. Doesn't look, backs out of it. Ooh, we can hear the scuffs of the wall. An intense battle. Adamson's falling back. Looks like Morton makes a move on the inside, and Barker's going to look as well. So just for our viewers here, if you see the name in the bottom left of the screen, that's the camera is focused on that driver. The 46 machine is, we're watching him, Adamson. We'll take a look further back in the field and see what other battles that we can find. Take a look at 7th with Fairman. In front of Fairman there is the 38 machine of Scott, and Wagner in behind. Fairman gets a little yawed out as they come out of turn 4. Wagner's going to be able to look down the inside going into turn 1. Not able to complete the pass. Taking a look at another battle here. We'll go back to P11. As we got a cluster of trucks just sorting out the battle. We got Copperthorne in P12, who's currently up 7 positions tonight in this 26 truck field. Looks like we snoozed and loosed. Adamson, while we're looking back at the rest of the field, has taken the lead from Hennings, and drivers are running the high side. These trucks are very delicate when it comes to tire wear and sliding them around. And as we saw at Atlanta Speedway, Adamson was dominant at managing his tires and getting it done. Wagner does make a move on Fairman, and he's now ahead of him here. Back up front here, we'll take a look at our leaders. You can throw a blanket over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks. They're all just within a second of each other. I thought Pylon was going to be down and out, but it's looking like he is still able to hold on. We saw that contact with the ball earlier. Let's see if we can pan around and see if there's any damage on the right front of the truck here. And he looks clean. Very fortunate for him because these trucks are sensitive to damage. Tight contact there, gets on the apron, checks up on the inside. I believe that's the battle with Jeff Scott. Adamson still taking charge here as 19 laps have gone by. Wagner is on the move, making it around Richards now, moves into the P6 position. Looks like Scott has fallen off. Not sure what happened here, but Scott has fallen way out of the pace. Also showing some shuffling around on my screen. Sorry for the bouncing cameraman. I'll have to talk to him after the show. Slicing and dicing. Headings looks to the inside here, trying to mount a charge on Adamson. These guys are starting to check out as they've opened up a second gap over third and fourth position. Looks like Barker might have had some trouble as well as he's fallen out. As they were just all within a second just a few laps ago. Still Hennings in charge. Let's take a look at the lap times. Two drivers, they're pretty much dead even. Likely coming up on our pit window pretty soon, probably within the next 6-ish laps, 5-ish, 6-ish laps. Guys are duking it out pretty tough. Jeff Scott has entered the pits. Back to our live action here. Hennings trying very hard to make a move on Adamson as they get hunkered down to enter the pits soon. A lot of drivers running around the same lap times in that 31.7s. 83 machine. We haven't seen him very much today. That's maybe tough start for him. Taking a look on board Morton's machine here. 88 Realtree Chevy. Pylon in the 29 Ally Chev. Barker in the 96 Wagner's Welding Ford. James Wagner in the 30 machine. As well. Benjamin Richards 56 in the B-Speed admin box. Shiny truck. I don't believe we've seen Richards the last two races, unless I'm confused, and that's just a brand new shiny paint. Looking to make a move on Wagner here. A little bit quicker the last couple laps. It's going to be a hard place to pass at. Hennings is opening up a lead on, Adamson's opening up a lead on Hennings, sitting about a half second ahead. Wagner gets tough action on the outside from that 56 machine. Go down charging into turn one. High side is typically dominant on exit. Wagner's tagged the apron there, and that's going to cost him the battle down the backstretch. Take a look here at the 3 machine, Pure X. We spent a little bit of time with him last week at Bristol. That is first in the Pure X. Looking like we're starting to see pit cycles happen here, as we've seen Wagner pull in the pits. So this is looking like it's going to be a 2-stop race if it goes green here. And we're going to start to see some tire strategies form as we have these drivers settle out their pits. Good battle here for in around P8 to let's go with 12, maybe 13th. Take a look at Ramsey. We spent some time with Ramsey before in that 72 Papyrus machine. Pappy truck. Oh, sorry, he's in the 13. 72's in front of him. Behrman has entered the pits now as well. Looks like we're seeing a bunch of people come through. I don't think it's possible to make it in one stop here, so it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna offset some of that strategy. Go back up front with our leader here. Adamson has opened it up to a 1.5 second lead, lap 33 in underway, electing to run the high line here. Now this is one thing that I like to bring to a viewer's perspective is tire management at a place like Chicagoland is actually very important. How much you turn the wheel and really speak to how your tires wear. So you can just look at how Adamson saws that wheel from looking at that red marker. Got the front stretch up to the wall on the entrance here. Light turn. You take a perspective of that red marker and you're looking at like anywhere from like 6,000 to 7,000 RPMs. He never goes past that 6. So let's take a look at Hennings here. So he's got a little bit more input and then saws it back further. Looks very loose, sawing it, keeping it square. Take a look at Island now. Up 5 spots tonight. Running the low lane. And these drivers are starting to cycle in here. Lap 35, so it's looking like they'll be able to make it to about lap 70 on one more stop. In P4 now, we're on board with Love. A lot more off throttle here. His last lap was a 32.69. The guys in front of him are running 32.1s, 32.3s. Looks like he's shutting down to get in the pits here. Let's watch this. Oh, nice save. Get it wound up for that pit. Are you seeing firsthand here what a driver would experience as they march down that long pit lane? Let's watch him enter the box here. Good job. Brian Hennings is still out in the lead as he's going to be in contact with the wall, bringing you the juice. Hennings is loose as heck as he's yawed out, coming out of turn 2. Adamson went in the lap before. It looks like everybody's coming in. I don't know if drivers are going to want to save and clutch or what they're going to want to do here because, you know, they're going to need 4 or 5 laps of fuel. Oh, Hennings! Oh, and that's not what we want to see for Hennings as he's run P2 majority of the night. Gets it yeeted around. 72 machine at Cooper comes up in the rear there. And it's looking like we have Johnny Hurst is joining as our new leader right now. He might try to make it one more lap. And make it a one-stop race. So, you know, once these guys start to settle out, we'll have to see how everything's looking. That 3 machine is doing something different here. So, you know, you can see just in that relative, that time tower, how, you know, he's got a 9-second lead over Fiedler. And then further back, Morton, Wagoner are approximately like 3/4 of the lap. So with Hurst coming in right here, right now, is you're likely going to see that he is going to one-stop strategy as he just marches down the pit road there all by his lonesome. He makes it into his box nice. Good job, nice clean entrance. Only car that has not pitted is the 66 machine, so both these drivers are electing to do a one-stop race. The other mix of drivers have come in on around lap 35. Showing a yellow flag is out. I don't think that's what anyone wants to see. See if I can find it, but I'm not showing a reason why. But we can find on our Speed Zone TV instant replay right here. Speed. Not sure what it's going to show me because my comms haven't shown a specific incident other than just having a yellow flag. Speed. Pretty anticlimactic from here. That's gonna put a mix of drivers a lap down, unfortunately. 5 action. Not really sure what the caution came out for. Showing right now is Papa G there in the 10 machine is our current leader, Benjamin Richard. Up on the outside. Oh, they must be cycling lap trucks. Tough break. You know, this really puts a pin in the strategy game. And I'm sure that some drivers are not very happy. That 10 truck, or sorry, the 56 truck of Papa G, or 50. Everyone in front of that 56 truck is a lap down, so they're going to get weighed by that pace car, so they can get back on the lead lap. It's going to prevent them from pitting, because they'll need to get back out. So, you know, what we'll do is in a few laps we'll be able to see how tire strategies have played out, because you know, Hurst just pit, Fiedler just pit, and you can see a group of drivers in behind. I don't know if I can find any of them. Just clicking around like a madman. Let's see. This looks like a 66 machine is ducked into the pits. Just click there. Jeff Scott's in the pits. Barker is in the pits. Wagoner is in the pits, and these guys are likely either just bolting on some fresh tires, and you can see the left side go up on the 30 machine. Adamson has entered the pits as well. Looking like he was just topping up some fuel there. So it's going to throw off my pit strategy little meter. Pace truck is showing the lights are off, so we're going to get back to green flag action, and I think we're going to have a race on our hands here. Drivers technically have enough fuel to go the whole way, depending on when they've pitted or how much they've saved. So you saw drivers effortlessly went to lap 35. There's 35 laps left in the race, so, you know, pushing the clutch pedal here is all you really need to do. Great fire off by Richards. Love's able to tuck in behind, but there's the Hennings. Oh, contact a little bit further back. I'm gonna have to watch Hennings here. He should mount out to get an early lead. Other drivers here. Have a lot of work to do, but they started much further back. Giving you a good perspective of the field with this camera 3 view for the Wagoner's Welding Truck Series. Season number 6 here. These guys foster a community of respectful drivers, and you're really seeing that play out tonight at the 1.5 mile oval of Chicagoland Speedway. Hennings is now charging under, and he's going to be our new leader as he makes the pass on Love, followed by Richards at the line, and then Morton and Hawkins. Let's take a look at what my pit stop strategy meter says. You can see at home the mix of laps. So Love pitted on 36, Morton 34, Richards 35, Hawkins 36, and you can see Hennings has got the freshest tires out of everyone. Fairman lap 30, Hurst lap 40, and Cooper lap 39. So, you know, as we move about 10 laps further down in the race, you're going to see these drivers with the fresher tires, if they know how to manage them, get up front. And now if I'm Hennings here, knowing that his biggest battle was Adamson, I'd be pocketing a little bit of tire, so when you get down to that final battle of the race, you can put that 74 machine of Wagner's Welding in victory lane. But here he is battling with drivers that have older tires that want to fight for track position. It's not necessary for Hennings to do that. Morton's looking under him right now, so he's got his hands full, and he's going to potentially lose a little bit of rubber that he'll need for a final battle. Morton is now going to be our leader as they fly down the backstretch. In the 88 Realtree Chev. Tough battle for these drivers as they're making the most of it. Hennings makes a move on the inside of Love, a secure P2. Take a little bit look further back in the field and see if we have another battle. Take a look at Fairman making a move on the 84 machine of Hawkins. Canadian Tire. Squirrely on the exit. There we go. We'll take a look at Hurst. He's got the freshest, well, one of the freshest spare tires in the field. He can go the rest of the way, so depending on how he manages it here, he could be a contender to make up some time, but he's currently 3.6 seconds back from the leader. Back up with Hennings and Morton. Hennings just 0.2 back on Morton. With 27 laps to go. Field Tree versus Wagner's Welding. Speed Zone TV tonight bringing you the action for Roughneck Racing's race number 3 at Chicagoland Speedway for Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Current points leader is not having a great time. Adamson in that 46 machine. It looked like he might have got himself in some trouble because he's currently 5.4 seconds back. He was approximately 2.5 seconds back, but might have faced some contact, had to get, squared up or whatever. Unfortunate run for him so far. I hope he makes it back up there. Current points leader, currently in P2 points, is the 96 machine of Barker in his Wagner's Welding Ford. Sitting 5 points back from Adamson, and then our P3 in points right now is misclick. It's a 29 machine in the Ally Chevy of Pilot. Right now, the way this sits is, he's sitting 6 points back from the lead. He's going to gain some points tonight if it was to finish right now with 25 laps to go. Take a look up at our leaders. Looks like Morton has checked out, so we might have missed some contact. Because Hennings he's falling right back. Not sure what's happening. Not seeing any damage on that truck, but I was looking for a strong finish from him, and Fairman is now up in P3 making a charge. Take a look at the pit stop strategy again, see what it looks like. If you're looking in the bottom right hand side of your screen, you're going to see Morton pitted lap 34, Love 36, Fairman lap 30. I'm not sure if that's shown correct or whatnot, but he wouldn't have enough fuel to make it the whole way, so he would need a caution. So I'm hoping that's shown wrong. Let's take a look at some lap times in our battle box. Showing that Love is actually pulling back in here. Back over to our lap history. Actually, look up here. See what's going on. Looking at the times, it's actually Morton is in clean air. So our leader, Mark Morton, in the 88 Realtree machine, Chevy powered, is running about 1/10 to 2/10 quicker a lap with 21 laps to go. Looking at last lap times, it's Stephen Aguilar is actually the fastest truck on the track the last lap by almost 3/10. 08 Adidas. Laps to go. It's currently 5 seconds back, gaining 2 to 3/10 a lap, 4/10 that lap on the car in front of him, which is in line with the leader's pace. Not good at math, but that's a second approximately every 2 laps. That's more than enough if he's able to manage his equipment here. So we're going to have to check in on Steven here just a little bit later, as he's definitely mounted a charge here with not a lot of time left. And let's see if, Steven's just slicing people here. got another battle we can take you to. Is we'll go back here to the 56-72 of Richardson and Cooper. Gets a little loose off the exit. 18 laps to go. He's gonna give up some spots. Looks like he's coming into the pits. He's gonna make it. And you gotta get down before that commit cone, or you could be in trouble. Back up with our leader here, Mark Morton. .5 seconds over P2. Doing a great job. Staying out in front. 16 laps to go on our counter. Roughneck Racing, race number 3 at Chicagoland Speedway for Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Making it possible for us to be here tonight at Speed Zone TV, bringing you the action at home. Smooth lines. Let's take a look at the cockpit view. We looked at Adamson, Pylan before, and Hennings. Let's see what Morton's strategy is as he goes, and he's coming out of turn 2 right now. So we'll catch him going into turn 3. Nice and straight on the exit to turn 2. Low and slow. Never be disappointed with that strategy of low and slow. It's a great way to save your tires and keep the speed up. Last lap was a 32.4. Pretty much showing even with Love. Just 200ths behind. Between the 6 and 7 there as far as wheel input goes. Not showing that Aguiar has much more. We're on board with him now. Currently sitting not too far back. Substantially quicker than the cars in front. Still running 2 to 3 tenths quicker than Love. 4 tenths on that lap. But he's showing just a tenth quicker than our leader, Morton. Watch him go into turn 1 here. Low and slow. Not very much wheel input. Hop on board with Love. Just so we can get perspective of time. Yeah, it looks like Love is coming into the pits with 12 laps to go. I don't know if that's going to be everyone's strategy or whatnot. Taking a look as Morton enters the corner here. Island's entering as well, so I thought the drivers had enough to go all the way, but maybe not. Morton is 3.3 seconds ahead, and you can just see the slew of drivers that have gone into the pits now. Hurst is still out there, so if you remember when that caution came out, he had just pitted at lap 40. No need for him to pit again. The other truck who's not having a great run right now is the 66 machine of Feidler. I haven't seen him pop up on my screen for anything notable, but he's currently showing in the 24th position. So tonight we had 26 trucks start. It looks like we're down to 25. Wagner's retired for the night. 10 laps to go, so I'm not sure if either of these drivers up front here are going to be able to make it happen, but I know for sure that if I was to pull up this pit strategy box, is that Hennings and Hurst have the latest pit stop with Cooper in behind. So mathematically, with that caution coming out, my heart is telling you, telling me to tell you that they can make it the whole way. Even Barker hasn't shown yet as far as he just entered the pit. So 8 laps to go. Taking a look at Morton here as he's just dominating the field tonight with his late second half performance. You saw Adamson, Hennings dominate the first half of the race. Unfortunate incident came out and shuffled the field. And now you're seeing this 88 machine go to Gapplebee's, get some apple pie, and serve it to Roughneck Racing Field. As far as lap times go, it looks like Aguilar is backed off a little bit. Morton was about 3/10 quicker that last lap. Hurst is running the same speeds. Just give you a perspective of lap times, if I can, right here. Show them. So 32.3, as you can see that, you know, you add those couple tenths. We're at 32.6. Morton 32.2. Aguilar picks it up, and Hurst 0.9 back. So not sure if he's just clutching a little bit to save fuel. We're gonna have, this is gonna be a fuel burner down to the end, and you know, I think whoever we interview tonight is gonna be sucking fumes for gas as they cross that line. On board with Hurst. His last lap is a 33-second lap. He's got 5 laps to go. I think he's initiated hardcore save mode. Or is he coming into the pits here? I don't think he wants to. I mean, it's not favorable. What a great barn burner of a show here that we're bringing you on Speed Zone TV for the Wagoner's Welding Truck Series, race number 3, Chicagoland Speedway, season 6. Don't know how this one's going to end. 80 laps. We're for the show, 4 to go. And Mark Morton, currently our leader, putting on a show for you guys at home, maintaining over a 3, almost 4-second lead. And I'm showing, it's looking like Hurst is still battling, but he's substantially slowed down his race pace. Back up with our leader here, Morton. 3 laps to go. If this top 3 are able to make it right here this way, that's going to seal the deal. Laps to go. Hurst has fallen off. I'm not sure what happened with Hurst. There he goes. He's bouncing back. I'm showing a yellow flag. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see what happened. This wasn't supposed to happen. We didn't predict this. Taking you to your Speed Zone TV instant replay. Not really sure, but we're showing that has suffered an event. Let's see what we can find here. I haven't been very successful at bringing you this replay action, but we'll see what I can get for you guys. Back it up one more time. Go. Showing them in the infield here. I'm not sure what happened. Let's see if I can back it up. Linked out or what? Yeah, I definitely lost sight of him. Not going to be able to a bit more, but a little spicy. Let's back that up one more time. It's like Pylan's making a move. Richardson Richards is making a move on Pylon. The outside. Go to the far chase cam. Speed Zone TV instant replay. Going to be exiting the corner here. Pylon 29 machine drift up the track. Don't know if the 56 clips the wall here, but we're going to see. Gets a little yawed out. Comes down a touch. I mean, tight racing. Unfortunate incident here, but that's what brought out the caution. That's going to be your Speed Zone TV instant replay. Sure, all these drivers are ducking into the pits and bolting on freshies. There is no other option here with just a few laps to go, as they're going to be entering GWC territory. I hope you guys got your popcorn for the action that we're going to be bringing to you on Speed Zone TV. This is a very different race than what I thought it was going to end like just a few minutes ago. Third caution tonight. So I think last time at Bristol Motor Speedway for 150 laps we saw about 10 cautions, 12 cautions, and very different racing tonight. We saw some great strategy happen. Mix of leaders going at various sets of lead laps. Big shout out to these drivers putting on a show for you tonight. Up here, maybe we could just roll our commercial quickly.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank...
Rumor has it is last week Wagner's Welding was backed up with trucks to build. And all the carnage that happened at Bristol Speedway, unfortunately for the business this week, it might be a little bit slower. We haven't seen too much carnage. Green-white checkered tour, lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to get these guys fired up. Morton on the pole, Hurst on the outside, Aguiar on the inside with Hennings creeping back up into P4, Cooper Fiedler, and running at the top 6. Fairman, he's been a tough candidate in that 99 machine, and then Copperthorne as well. So looks like they're shuffling around some of the lap cars. Looks like we'll be extending the caution just one more time while they get it sorted out. Well, I'm hoping that we're able to see a good clean race here to finish this out. You know, I kind of feel like Morton deserves this win after he kind of checked out second half of the run. Up 8 spots tonight, Morton. Hurst is up 15. Aguiar is up 3, and Hennings is down 3. So, these drivers are going to tighten their belts. Scuffing their tires. Get ready to inhale some exhaust fumes and step on that loud pedal, as it's time to throw down and showdown, and who's going to be crowned our victor tonight at Chicagoland Speedway for the Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Morton gets a decent start, but Hurst going to be looking on the outside. Morton's going to try to stop that charge. 2 laps to go. Drivers cross the line this time. Race will be official. Hennings gets a little loose. 3 wide down the backstretch, leaving Morton lots of room. 08 machine looking under Hennings. And right now the race is official. These drivers are battling hard for P2. leaving lots of room for Morton to just feel comfortable as they're sitting 2/10 back. You guys at home are viewing the final lap of the Wagoner's Welding Chicagoland Speedway battle here. Morton's got to make a smart move, protect that high side is what I figure. Aguilar in the 08 machine, charging in hard. Drivers are going to battle to the line. Morton is going to be victorious with Hennings P2, Aguilar P3, Hurst P4, Cooper P5, Feidler P6, Love P7, Copperthorne P8, Adamson P9, Hawkins P10. Interesting battle, interesting finish, crazy strategy. You saw it live tonight on Speed Zone TV for the Roughneck Racing Series, Season 6, Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Making it possible for us to be here tonight. Wagner's Welding, shout out to them. We're going to see Mark Morton burn it down. Oh, he's got to be super hella excited. Excellent performance for him. I don't think he was going to pull that off. Like, from that perspective, it's very hard for a driver to just put it together under a green-white checkered like that and be confident, be comfortable, and get it done. So hats off to him for getting it done. We'll see what drivers pop into the booth and see what they have to say about the battle that ensued. Pretty smooth driving right there, if I don't say so myself. Oh, a little damage. We don't do that. Awesome. Live with you tonight, Speed Zone TV. I'm Robert Warrens, bringing you the action for Roughneck Racing's the Wagner's Welding Truck Series. Race number 3 in the books. Our top 3 tonight, Morton is our victor, Hennings P2, Even P3, or sorry, Aguilar P3. So awesome battle. Let's take a look at some of the action as we look for some of these drivers to pop into the booth. Excellent, excellent. So, excellent race that we saw here tonight. Couldn't have been more happy with how it shook down. So, currently I got our P3 finisher, Stephen Aguilar, in the booth. I'm going to pull him in, see what that man has to say. Good day, Mr. Stephen Aguilar. How are you doing, sir? Congratulations on your P3.
I appreciate it, Robert. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Interesting battle for you tonight. I watched you kind of tail back in the field and save your equipment and make a late race charge. What was your strategy from your perspective? What were you trying to do at the end there?
On that last run, I was trying to save fuel, but that first run, I had mic issues, so I had to race and stand up at the same time, moving my pedals and taking the USB behind my computer. It was funny, but I managed. But the caution came out, and just trying to save fuel towards the end, and wish it went green, but it is what it is. I'll take third.
Yeah, I mean, you were locked in for you definitely locked in for P2 there. I think if that GWC didn't come out, were you looking to do anything different as in that GWC? Like I saw you battle Hennings quite hard. Like, were you hoping that you guys could not battle and make a charge on the 88 truck?
I think the 88 would have had it no matter what. He had the clean air, and once me and Brian got side by side, that was it. The 88, we almost got him towards 3 and 4, but I talked to Brian, and we're like, let's do it. Wherever positions we end up, we end up.
Yeah, I think that's more than reasonable, right? Like, there's only 3 cautions tonight. That really isn't a lot of cautions at all. So, I mean,
No, it was phenomenal, actually.
yeah, I really hoped it went green myself, but it is what it is. There's not too much you can do sometimes, but strategy was definitely in your repertoire tonight. So Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out before I kick you out of my booth?
Yes, sir. I'll give you a shout out for your broadcasting, Roughneck Racing, everybody in the group, and also a big shout out to VRX. That's where it all started.
That's awesome to hear. What the heck is VRX? Oh no, I think your mic broke again.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, big shout out, to the VRX family, Roughneck Racing, and to everybody in here if I cut out, if they missed it.
Yeah, no, you cut out just as VRX. No, it was a pleasure watching your race tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think if you go back through the broadcast, you definitely got some well-noted camera time. So you did a good job of representing yourself and the crew. And I hope to see you next week, wherever the heck we're heading next week. Do you know where we're going?
I have no clue.
Well, surprise, we're going to Daytona for 60 laps. Woo!
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I hope to see you next week. And, great run.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too.
That was your P3 finisher, the 08 machine, Adidas truck, Steven Aguiar. We're going to bring in our P2 finisher now, Brian Hennings. He had a great run. We watched him battle all night and, made some choices there that got him shuffled back, and then all of a sudden, he's up in the mix at the end. So, congratulations, Brian, on your P2 finish tonight. I loved watching you battle it out. You had a great run at the start of the race. What happened to you in the middle there? You fell back. So, maybe take us through, because I probably didn't catch everything. There's too much going on. So what the heck happened to you?
These kind of races you get spread out. I think it was, I don't know, lap 50-ish or so. I started clutching and shutting off because, everyone's on different pit strategies. And not that I was on the strategies. I was just, I pitted at a different time. So I wasn't going to make it. So I had no choice but to just start clutching. And I was clutching and turning it off. I probably would have finished 6th or so. I think I had enough that I was going to eke it out, not at full speed. I'm only sitting here talking to you because of that last caution. Like I said, I probably would have finished 6th or back. I barely had enough fuel. There was others that had more fuel and was doing a better job at saving than me, I guess. And that's why I started dropping back.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tricky situation when you're at a place like this and you got to manage the clutch and manage the fuel, because I think that first pit window, people ranged from pitting from, I think, almost lap 30 to lap 40 was the latest one. And then that caution came out. So, I knew like somebody like Hurst, I thought he had enough fuel, but I think he was pushing too hard and he got himself into trouble there. So he's probably pretty fortunate that caution came out, but, it served you well. So is there anything that you think that you'll be bringing to Daytona? Are you a super speedway guy?
Absolutely. I love super speedway racing. So hope to do well there. Looking forward to it.
How are you doing in the points? Do you know how you're doing so far in this season, Brian?
I think I was tied for 2nd or something. I don't know if it's updated yet. I guess I can take a quick peek.
Yeah.
While we are chatting.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if they've updated yet. Let's see.
Yeah, you were in P4 before the race, just 6 points out. And I think based on how Adamson finished and Barker finished and Pylon finished, probably going to gain a couple points there.
All right, so Dale's still in 1st with 80. I'm in 2nd now with 69. Pylon's 3rd with 68. Barker 67. Love 64. So yeah, it's pretty close.
Do you think you're going to be able to mount a championship run here?
I'll definitely try. I like my chances.
We're going to be watching you, so you better try. Like, I don't want you not to try, right?
And sorry for dipping out last week. I totally brain farted.
Oh, no worries at all. It happens more than you not, and my heart breaks every time it happens, right? So can't just blame you, right? It's everyone. And, it's not always, it's not everyone's cup of tea to come up in the booth and share their story and get harassed by me, right? So,
yep, all good.
Congratulations on your P2, Brian. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys at Speed Zone TV for the broadcast. I'll definitely go back and take a peek at it. Mr. Wagner and all them, all the admins for putting this league on. It's been a blast to be part of. All my teammates at VRX, and just special shout out to Aguiar. Love you, brother. Hope everything works out for you.
Heck yeah. But you guys had a great battle at the end there. I thought if you two could, maybe hug it out and work in tandem, you could have made a run at Morton, but clean air is king.
Yep.
So respectful battle between the two of you, and that was nice to see. So, once again, congratulations on your P2, and I hope to be chatting with you again sometime soon.
Right on. I hope so too. Have a good night.
Yeah, you as well.
Thanks.
All right. Well, it's time to bring in our victor tonight, Mr. Marc Mortin. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it sounds pretty cool if you say it like that. What's up, Mr. Morton? Congratulations on your win tonight, sir. How you feeling?
Honestly, I feel relieved, and I also feel a little irritated because of that last caution. I was a half a lap short, but everything worked out the way I was hoping to. I was kind of sweating bullets with that caution. I was like, crap, I'm going to get dumped or I'm going to lose it. But thankfully, everything worked out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, and it was an interesting kind of race for you tonight, because that first half of the race, to me, panning around and seeing what was going on, you weren't really in contention, and it wasn't until that second half of the race where that caution happened and shuffled the field that all of a sudden you ended up in the hot seat. So, what was your strategy kind of that made that happen for you?
Well, honestly, the past 2 weeks, I had horrible races. I got royally screwed at Atlanta. Bristol, I lost it, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. But this race was my redemption race. I made it. I told myself, look, as soon as I sit down in this chair, it's balls to the wall. Checkers or records at this point, because I know that a good racer, and I definitely wanted to show my potential. And all I see every time, because I have your stream on every time I race, and all I see is Dale or Brian or Steven up there, and I'm like, you know what? It's Brucey's time to shine, baby. So I was like, you know what? I'm gunning it, and I normally don't like Chicago, but the truck felt great, and I was just, you know what? I'm going for it. And then after that second to the last caution came out, I was 3.5 laps short.
Okay.
And I was listening to the stream, and I'm like, oh, I'm hearing you saying, yep, Steven's about 3/10 quicker than the leader. I'm like, all right, well, in my head, I'm like, he's probably going to run out of fuel, and I'm just sitting here just coasting and saving fuel. I was actually a lap and a half to the good.
Okay.
But then that caution came out, and I was like, crap.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I was broadcasting on Sunday night, and the winner of the race actually said the same thing. I'm listening to the stream. I'm getting tips on what's going on that you wouldn't normally get as a driver, right? Like, there's no crew chief in your ear saying like, "Hey, you gotta pick it up." Somebody's catching you or whatnot. So I mean, it's an advantage for you to be aware of that. But I thought it was very interesting when I watched that second half of the race, and you just open up Gapplebee's on the field there, and you had just quite the run. So, you saying Chicagoland's not your track, and making that happen, that was definitely a respectable performance. And looking in your rearview mirror for the green white checkered, what do you think? Like, you mentioned checkers or wreckers and whatnot. What did it feel like to look in your rearview mirror and see Aguiar and Hennings battling?
I was happy as a clam. Like, as soon as that restart happened, I was like, okay, Johnny's to the outside. Regardless of what happens, I'm gonna race these guys clean. And I saw Johnny. I think he may have got loose and he washed up. But then I saw Brian and Steven there, and I'm like, all right, it's somewhat. Let me kind of give them both a little draft here and there. Let them run side by side. I just try to make sure they were side by side for the most part going into the turns, so that way I can just pull away, because as long as they're side by side, they're taking away, they're side drafting each other. Please, just do it the whole race for all I care, because so that way I can pull away. And luckily they did, and they're both excuse my language, great. Both of them are great guys, and I enjoy racing with them and everybody in the league. So it was really nice to come out on top and a good showing fashion. So that way I can boost my ego for the next race I have here. Actually loading into it as we speak. But I'm excited for it.
What do you got going on next?
It's I want to say it's like a beginner league. It's I'm drawing blanks here. It's Xfinity at I believe Vegas, and I
Okay.
don't like Vegas. That's one track I definitely.
Yeah, Vegas is. So you're
No.
sitting about 8th in points after tonight. About was that 19 points back? Do you think you're able to build on the confidence that you got here today to show up at Daytona and put down another smackdown?
Hopefully, most definitely. I do have Dale Jr.'s number, and he is the Pied Piper. So hopefully, this week I can get a little Pied Piper magic flowing through my veins here, and maybe go 2 in a row. I'm not gonna block like he does. I'm just gonna like if I see him coming, I'll attempt it. But if not, then I'll just stay where I'm at because I know I've been involved in too many wrecks where people are trying to block
Yep.
and it doesn't work out. So I'm not that kind of racer. If I get past, I get past, especially whether it's beginning of the race or end of the race. As long as I get a decent finish, then like I'm good. I want to build my way up to the points, lead the points, and potentially come home with the James Wagner trophy.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely going to be a tough season. So, the win tonight is going to help you build on that. Like you said, you love super speedways, and just hats off to you. You stuck it together for the second half of the race. You managed to stitch down the final bit for that green-white checkered and get the dub for tonight. And checkers are wreckers, and you definitely got the checkers tonight. So, Mr. Morton, congratulations. You deserve the win.
I greatly appreciate it, kindly, sir. Thank you so much.
Now, before we say sayonara, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Definitely, first and foremost, my beautiful wife for allowing me to race. The boss man himself, James Wagner, and everybody in Roughneck Racing that runs on Mondays and Wednesdays. You for taking time out of your day and putting on a hell of a broadcast. And I'm John Blanks. Yep, that's about it.
Well, hopefully you get another one of these interviews, and you can tag on a few more people. And I think it's very kind to throw it out to the wife because we're not always allowed to take time for ourselves in our busy lives and play video games. So got to give some respect where it's due.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We came to an agreement that I only run 3 nights a week. So the rest of the time I can spend time with the family and we can enjoy the beautiful town that we just moved to up here in Colorado.
Oh, beautiful. All right, Mr. Morton. Well, congratulations on your win. I want you to go and celebrate, pop a bottle, do whatever it is you do, and I hope to be interviewing you again sometime soon.
I greatly appreciate it, both of you as well. Also, you might want to reach out to James and tell him that he's gonna have to pay you a little extra for being a spotter, because for all of us that watch the race as we race, we're also kind of you're a broadcaster and also a spotter. So like I don't know if that's something that both you and James are gonna have to work out. But I mean, like if you're doing more than what's paid for, I mean, hey boss, I need that raise.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I appreciate that. So basically, I'm going to translate that to I need to shut the heck up and not give too much strategy as to what's going on in the track.
Oh no, not at all. The more you speak, the better. I love it.
Well, congratulations again, Mark. And like I said, I hope to talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, boss. Thank you. Hope you have a good night.
Yeah, usual. So that was our P1 finisher, Mark Morton, putting it together for that GWC. as you saw live on Speed Zone TV. I'm your host tonight, Robert Warrens. Just give you a quick recap of how I saw the race shake down. Is that, very little caution, so it wasn't until lap. Well, there was an early caution with that 40 machine, and then after that it settled down. We didn't see a caution until lap 41, so 3 cautions total for the night. We saw Adamson and Hennings mount out to an early lead and do a great job of just stitching together their run. That caution came out, shuffled them further back in the field, and then that gave room for Morton to show just how he could wheel at Chicagoland Speedway tonight for this 1.5 mile oval. And it's very different racing than what we saw last week at Bristol Speedway with that mix of cautions. Then we saw that late race caution that set up that GWC, which caused some drivers to shuffle around. That brought Hennings back into the fold because, as you said, or as he said from his interview, he was falling back to P6. Aguiar was mounting up his charge just in that final run. He said it himself. He would have been happy P2, but that GWC set up Hennings and Aguiar to battle out, create kind of like an arrow lock for themselves as they race side by side, giving Morton some comfortable space to choose his line and get it done. So you saw that all live tonight on Speed Zone TV. Race number 3, Chicagoland Speedway, brought to you by Wagoner's Welding Truck Series in the Roughneck Racing League. Just give a quick shout out to the field here. It's up on your screen so you can see. Morton, our victor tonight. Hennings P2, Aguiar P3, Hurst P4, Cooper P5, Feidler P6, Love P7, Copperthorne P8, Adamson 9th, Hawkins 10th, Fairman 11th, Richardson 12th, Isgrig 13th, Manning 14th, Presley 15th, Speicher, that's a horrible pronunciation, my apologies, 16th, Richards 17th, Hunter 18th, Island 19th, Barker in 20th, and let's see what this button does. Is 21st is Scott, Theresa Speicher is 22nd, Ramsey 23rd, BB 24th, Richards 25th, and Wagner, unfortunate finish for him after a great run he had at Bristol Speedway in 26th. So rounding out your 80 laps tonight, victorious was Mark Morton. Hats off to him one more time. Bringing you the action tonight, Speed Zone TV. I'm your host, Robert Warrens. Happy to be here. Happy to watch the great racing and bring you guys the live action for Roughneck Racing's James Wagner's Welding Truck Series. We're going to Daytona next week. Very different racing once again. So first race was at Atlanta. Second race, Bristol Motor Speedway. Tonight we're at Chicagoland. We're going to Daytona next week. The week afterwards, we're going to Phoenix. And then off to Iowa. Iowa's probably one of my most favorite tracks. I'm not going to yammer through the rest of them right now. But be sure, share out the stream, throw a like on it, get us out there. Viewers like you make it possible to put this stuff on. And, definitely enjoy the feedback when you guys watch it. So thank you again for tuning in tonight, and we're going to roll the Wagner's Welding commercial here so we can just pay some homage, whatever that word is, to our sponsor that makes it all possible for us to be here in this great truck series. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night, everyone.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsors.